What's up, Claire? Yeah, funny thing is, it's a no because. Wait, can you guys hear me? I think I can. What is up? What is up? What is up? What's happening with y'all? What's good with y'all? What's happening? What's happening? Yo, I'm just not smelling that too. Okay. What's up? What's up? Do I have a cat? Yeah, I do. She like just walked outside because she hates when I'm making videos and streaming. I don't stream very much, but yeah, she low key just hates when I'm talking loud, and I gotta talk kind of loud when I'm streaming and making videos. So yeah, she dipped out like right away. But what's good though? What's good with you, my boy Wes Jacob Snake Up? Boy, I see you all the time. This man he got the notifications on. He is. I think you follow me on Twitter. I think follow me on my YouTube, Instagram. This dude is everywhere. Like notification gang, all that. What up, TG? Oh yeah, I saw that news about Alex Armour. I didn't actually read the article, but I saw the headline, and I think Jordan Rodriguez posted that. I was like, yo, that's kind of hell. That's hell to sell. No lie. Yo, hold up. What's your name? Jean Christophe. Yo, that's a French ass name, Jean Christophe. What's up with you? Where you from, Jean? I'm like saying it like that. What's up though? Where you from? My guy, Panther Nation, what's up? Sports Talk, what's good with you? What up, Chad? My boy Chadzilla Beach. What up, G Money? Oh yeah, yeah. It's kind of a dope name, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put this water at. You like grade A under A? You like grade A under A? I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Alright. How's your mama? That's kind of a hell name too. What's up with you? What's up? Alright, y'all. So today I'm gonna be talking about just position groups we need, grading position groups we have to get, and talking about what I would rather we did, like what guys I want to get in free agency, or what positions I want to get in free agency, and what I think we should focus on in the draft. Basically, things like what spots would we want to have veteran guys who are proven and already have pretty decent production, and what guys we can afford to have younger pieces at, like guys that whose skills in college can transfer pretty easily and quickly to the NFL, especially if you're picked earlier on. So basically talking about like what positions we need more so than specific players. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have not done enough research on college players to talk like specifically about which play we should get, and like talking about. I know what some guys' skills are. I know the top 2 rounds might look like for guys that we need, but I couldn't tell you like why we should pick up a certain guy at a position over another certain guy, and like give you like actual real reasons other than, oh man, he blitzes good, or he's a lineman and like, he looks all right. I don't know. Like for linemen, I don't know. Like I haven't seen any tape on O linemen. You know, it might depend on what conference you're in. you play against SEC opponents. It's a little bit different than playing against like Mountain West or MAC conference D lines. You know what I'm talking about? So if you want to talk about specific players, I'm gonna say no. But if you want a super chat, I can look it up and talk about it. But for the most part, this is gonna be a kind of shorter stream, just talking about what position groups we need and the grade I would give each of the groups that we have right now. Glad we signed Eric Reed. Yeah, 100%, 100%. I had someone comment saying it was a stupid move and Eric Reed sucks. My only question is, imagine we did bad last year. Just imagine if we had Colin Jones back there all season. Now, y'all know, I said this like from the jump. I still respect Colin Jones. I actually like Colin Jones. But he had no place starting at strong safety. I mean, he was going to get cooked if we kept him there all season. And Eric Reed was the best player available at the time. And I still think of the players right now at strong safety, he's definitely still the best one. This is the only thing I'll talk about with specific players, just because it doesn't matter anymore. It's not a prospective position we're going to get. The two biggest names that I kept hearing was Earl Thomas, which didn't really fit, and HaHa Clinton Dix. Earl Thomas would be a good pick if he didn't just had his season ended with a broken leg, and he hadn't already said like pretty conspicuously that he wants his money. This is the contract where he wants to get paid, and he deserves it. But that's kind of hard for me to like say, hey, we should definitely go in on Earl Thomas and pick him up. Getting that leg injury, that's kind of tough, and it's gonna be a high price to pick him up, especially with his name and his past accomplishments. And HaHa Clinton Dix, there's a reason why he was cut, or was he traded? Traded. He was basically traded, I guess. I don't know if he was traded or cut. There's a reason why he wasn't on the Packers anymore. And if you watch HaHa Clinton Dix play this year, some of his stats look all right, but he gets burnt. He is not as good as he used to be, and he's more name recognition now than he is actual high power production. I think Eric Reed was the perfect spot. We need to find a coverage free safety. I'm not 100% sure who that is right now. No, Tyrann Mathieu is a strong safety, and he's 5'9". I don't like short safeties. I don't like short corners, but I mean the average height is probably around 5'11", 6 foot. So I mean that's about it. But I'm sorry, bro. I don't want Tyrann Mathieu on the team at all. And he had decent numbers this season. It wasn't that bad. He didn't have bad numbers this season, but I would not want Tyrann Mathieu on our defense. Everyone's so short. That's the thing. We don't have any height. We have no height in our secondary. So I want at least one person to be tall. I need at least one person to be tall back there. I think just about everyone's 5'11". I actually don't know how tall Eric Reed is, but just about everyone is 5'11". Is there a rollover thing? No animation. Yeah, DBU, you ain't lying. Jason Whitlock bashed Eric Reed. Check the video or piss me off. Oh, yeah, I think it might have been you. Someone told me to look at the video of, it was Whitlock and the other dude who's on that show. I forgot who it is. Isn't Jason Whitlock the fat dude with the fedora? There's one thing I won't do, and that is listen to a man in a fedora. I'm sorry, I don't care. It's not even about him being a black man in a fedora or him being fat. I guess overweight. Anyway, I don't want to be PC. But if you're wearing a fedora, I don't care how old, what your race is, religion, none of that stuff. I just cannot listen to a word you say. And even if I'm thinking of the wrong person right now, come on, man. We know these guys. These guys do not watch Panthers games. Look, when you're a national when you have a national show, a show like how most of these shows have, I can guarantee you these dudes are not watching Panthers games. Don't get upset with what these guys say. I spent all of last postseason, or I guess the off season, being mad at the lists, the articles I was reading, the different people talking about the Panthers. When you know they have no reason to watch Panthers games. A small market team, and they get paid to talk about the Cowboys, the Patriots, Seahawks sometimes, and a few other teams. Basically, the whole NFC East. Basically, there's like a strong 5 or 6 teams, really 4 or 5 teams that most these people pay attention to, and then they get told about the other games, or they look at the stats or the highlights and then talk about that. I mean, it's really not. These guys are not watching all. If you think these guys are watching every single game, every single Sunday, and then turning around and talking about it at length on Monday morning or whatever, you know that's just, it's impossible. Even the best of the best can't do it. It's impossible to watch all the games on Sunday and still have enough rest to build up a real argument to talk about these games. So, I mean, these guys don't watch Panthers games. So, let's just chill on that. What is a trade or release that you most regret ever in Panthers history? Josh Norman. Yeah, Josh Norman, because he was going to play on the tag. He was going to play on the tag, and we let our pride get in the way. Yeah, definitely Josh Norman. I know the answer you want from me is probably Steve Smith, but I mean that was done for the right reasons. It sucked, but it was done for the right reasons because Steve was causing kind of a rift in the locker room, and you had to choose between your number one overall pick in a quarterback or your aging but great, all-time great wide receiver, and you always go with your quarterback, especially when you had a great rookie season like Cam had, and especially when he got didn't he get Steve Smith? Was it 1,000 yards in 2011, or did Steve Smith get 800 yards? Either the 800 or 1,000, or it may have been 1,000 in 2011 and then 800 in 2012. But Steve Smith got a lot of yards with Cam, so they knew Cam was good. But you have to ride with your quarterback, and I understand why they got rid of Steve Smith. It was nasty. It was not a good look for the team or for him, but it was the right move to make. Troy Aikman is a Panthers hater. Troy Aikman is not. He's never mind. Yeah. Most of the time, I don't want to be like I don't want to be the kind of person that says, "Yo, if there's any kind of talk about the Panthers, if there's any negative talk about the Panthers at all, ignore it," because that's not the way to live your life. Don't ignore all the negative talk, because there is some negative to the team and the way we're running the team and that kind of stuff. I wouldn't say it's that bad. I want to say it's like Jerry Jones kind of bad, or like Bengals level bad, or maybe even the Dolphins to a certain degree. That was really more of Adam Gase than the Dolphins front office, I think. But for the most part, man, these guys, they do not watch these games, bro. They do not have a really good grasp on what's happening for the Panthers. And I would say to try to pay attention more to the guys who actually write about the Panthers, who do like national media stuff, not just like the local beat writers. But even our ESPN correspondent, David Newton, is one of the worst. He is the worst, honestly. So it's a little bit hard for me to say, I can't point you to a really good source. I can't point you to a really good professional source of information. Anyway though, let's talk about these players in free agent and the draft. So what you'll see here is in red, these are the players who are either free agents or retired, or guys who aren't officially on the roster right now. You can see who they are right here. Obviously, Devin Funchess will not be returning, in my opinion. It makes a lot of sense. He's not coming back to the team next year. Chris Clark, whatever. Aminisi Latolu. The thing about Aminisi Latolu is that he's had a couple of opportunities. He's had, I think, at least 2 opportunities to step up and be that guy at the guard position, but he's gotten beaten out twice. He got beaten out for his job twice after I think he got his job by either beating someone or someone got injured, and then he got injured this year too, I think it was. So it's kind of hard for me to root for Aminisi Latolu just because he keeps getting chances and he keeps either by just not being good or not being good enough. I think he's good, just not good enough, or getting hurt ruins his chances. It's kind of hard for me to think that we should pick him up again unless it's for a very team-friendly deal. Darrell Williams, he was talking big money last offseason, and he just got hurt. And honestly, up until about week 12, week 13, the O-line was looking pretty good. The O-line was looking pretty straight for a while during the season. So it wasn't like his absence was like a huge issue. Obviously, Joe Williams is a good tackle, but getting injured and asking for a lot of money pre-injury, we'll have to see what his agent's going to bring up. Say like, hey, we still want big money. We'll have to find out. I think we have a really good O-line coaching staff. So I mean, look, I think we'll be fine with picking up rookies, and that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to start this video off with O-line. First off, I don't think we should find a player in free agency for the O-line. Unless there's a really good left tackle, which most teams like to lock up their left tackles. They lock up their really good linemen. I have the tab right here of all the free agents 2019. Hold up. Y'all can look at this right here if you want to. I'm just going to put it in the chat. But yeah, this probably hasn't been updated in a minute. I'm not sure. It's been at least maybe since the 3rd. So it's been 9 days. Obviously, if you scroll down to the safeties, I'm sure Eric Reed will be up here. But we all know Eric Reed just got picked up. I mean, look. But basically, there's a lot of tackles. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly who are the really good ones. I can look at this list. But there's our tackles, guards. Mike Yapati was decent, but he's been kind of off lately, and he's been injured a lot. I don't want to get into specifics here, but there's a lot of guards and tackles that are free agents. But the thing is, I think we can find some really good talent in the draft this year. I think in free agency, you run into a lot of what I would call false. What's it called? False goal? What's it? Fool's goal. Fool's goal. Looking at O linemen in free agency, teams see things before. Like the team that you're on sees like the bad things happening before other teams do. I think that's why Dontari Poe didn't get picked up by the Falcons again last year. A few other things. I mean, the only reason we had Matt Khalil is because we trusted Ryan so much. But Ryan was more loyal to his brother. I mean, I guess he thought that Matt would be all right, but in my heart, I still just feel like Ryan knew. I feel like Ryan knew that Matt wasn't good anymore. I think Ryan knew that Matt was kind of cooked. I actually saw an article recently, or it was like maybe a week or two ago, talking about going over Matt Khalil, and he was saying, yeah, well, you know, my brother retiring. He always wanted to retire with the Panthers. That's a cool thing. And I want to return to the Panthers myself. And I'm going to be working my hardest this offseason to prove that I'm ready to go and I'm a good choice for this team. I said, prove to who? I'm sorry, bro. Prove. It's going to be real hard to prove to anyone. It's going to be real hard to prove to me. I mean, this is no proof anymore. Look, the only thing keeping you on this team right now is your contract. The only thing keeping you on this team right now is your contract, and yikes. But you can see we definitely need a little bit of help here. My favorites, I won't say my favorites right now, but I would say definitely, I agree with who said that? Rock Jones and TG. I think I agree with you. The only free agent we should sign on the O-line is center. But other than that, I think you can find some pretty good pieces, especially in the first and second round on the O-line, especially as early as we have a draft pick for the O-line. We could find 2 good players early on, even if it's first and third. But I would definitely try to pick up an O-lineman in the first, because what I would do with my first move in free agency would be to pick up an edge rusher. I think that's one of the positions that you definitely, good successful teams have really good successful edge rushers. Or they're the real anchor of the defense, in my opinion. Now we have Luke, and having a good middle linebacker is great. But when you have a defensive end who's as good at being an edge rusher as Luke is at being a middle linebacker, if you ask me, like, would I rather have a Luke Kuechly level linebacker or a Luke Kuechly level defensive end? I mean like what they are to their position group? I would always say his level defensive end, an edge rusher. My boy King Deezy with the $2. My boy, keep it up 100. Hey, I'm gonna try, bro. I really do appreciate that, man. I really do appreciate that. But I would always pick an edge rusher in that case. I don't know who exactly. There's a few guys who are. The really good thing about this site here is, I'll bring it up again. Is it shows 3-4 defensive ends, and then it shows the 4-3 defensive ends, and that's really really convenient. Yeah, a lot of names here, a lot of good names here, honestly. But yeah, so my first choice for free agency will be an edge rusher. You spend the money there, and you find an anchor for the defense, someone who can try their best to replace Julius Peppers. I don't think we need to. I think that Mario Addison is still really good. I don't have to say I think. Mario Addison is still really good. And depending on the scheme, and depending on him getting some more reps and having a year under his belt, we might see Marquise Haynes do some really, really good work this next upcoming season. But I'm saying, especially if we go to 3-4, if we go to this 3-4 scheme, I think that's what Marquise Haynes would really excel at. For sure. What up, Ronak? Yeah, I did hear about that. It's kind of tough. So my second choice is, so the reason I would also say that we should get a defensive end in free agency is because that opens up a spot for us in the draft. So I'm not gonna lie to you. At our spot, there's probably gonna be a really good defensive end and a really good offensive lineman somewhere at that spot. So I would say it takes away the choice. Like, if we already have a really good defensive end on our team by the time of the draft, it would mean that we don't have to pick an end in the draft. So we'd have a pretty clear slate. We have a pretty clear focus on what position we need, and I think that our biggest need is O-line, because although our biggest problem last year, in my opinion, was defense, I think the biggest problem team-wise was Cam's health. I think the biggest problem for the team and the franchise, especially moving forward, is Cam's health. And if we don't take Cam's health seriously, if we don't find a way to get him protected now, and we go into it kind of half-cocked or whatever, or we try to pick up O-lineman 3rd round of the draft, 4th round of the draft, it only shows Cam that we're not serious about protecting him, and it would only show our backups too, because our backups got in and got hurt immediately too. I mean, you saw what happened. You saw what happened when Cam got hurt, and then our O-line, the second Cam left the game, the second Cam could not start a game, two of our backups ended up getting injured. That's not on accident. There's a message there. There's definitely a message there, and I think that O-line has to be taken seriously in the draft. And those positions that you could probably pick up in the draft, and they could do pretty well immediately. My guy Rock Jones with the $2. We got your back, Shell. What's up with you? I really do appreciate that. Yeah. What else though? I saw some people saying that we need a corner in the first round. I saw people have been telling me, it was really just one person told me on Twitter, but I saw a couple comments on some of my videos saying that we need to get a corner in the first round, and I even saw a prediction. I think it was a draft board prediction saying that we should get a corner from an actual draft expert or whatever, a college football expert. That is ridiculous. There's no reason to pick up a nickel corner in the very first round of the draft, especially when you already have 2 good corners. I mean, James Bradbury is one of the best press coverage cornerbacks in the league. I am not lying. I'm not trying to boost this man. I have no reason to boost James Bradbury. I like him a lot, but he's not a. I'm not gonna be it's not a Cam Newton or a Luke Kuechly. I'm not gonna say he's the best of the best, but he is one of the best press corners in the league, and he goes against the best receivers in the league consistently. I mean, we're in definitely the hardest division in terms of quarterback wide receiver duos. I mean, there's no denying it. There's just no denying that the NFC South is the best division in terms of quarterback, wide receiver duos. And James Bradbury takes those assignments on in stride. And then Dante Jackson showed a lot of promise. I mean, 3 quick interceptions early in the season and then kind of getting quieter later on. But I think he's going to have a really good season next season. I don't think using a first-round pick on a corner would really help us. And to make the same point I made earlier, picking up a corner first round means that it pushes us back for picking up O lineman or maybe even an edge rusher in the draft. Because, I mean, obviously if you get a guy in the first round, you have to wait till the second round. And that's like, what? That's going to be, 32, 40, 46, 44 picks until you get your first lineman. And then you don't want to have third string or third round lineman talent or fourth round lineman talent being starters on your team, especially if you don't go for O lineman in free agency. You can maybe find some guys during training camp or after the preseason, but I'm not a big fan of that. I want to find protection for Cam and get them ready and get them going in training camp and in mini camp. Safety in the draft, no, because we'd have to draft too high for it. So in the draft, I would say first round should be best player available between an edge rusher or offensive lineman. But if we get an edge rusher in free agency, it should definitely be O lineman. And I would say first 2 rounds go on lineman. And this isn't me like having some kind of like revisionist history or like seeing what happened this season and saying, okay, yeah, that's what we need. I said this last year. I said this a long time, months and months ago. I said that the 2019 draft is going to be boring for Panthers fans because I think that it should be a lot of O linemen or at least linemen in general. If we go to a 3-4 scheme, interior like D lineman won't be that big of an issue, but that probably won't be a big issue anyway because we have Dontari Poe and KK Short locked up for next season anyway, so they're both going to be here unless someone wants Dontari Poe, which I doubt. But I'm not 100% off Dontari. I mean, we saw that the defense as a whole played pretty bad. I think all position groups played pretty bad last season for the most part. And I'm not 100% sure if it was like everyone taking a step back. Is it more likely that everyone on the defense took a step back last year? Or is it more likely that Eric Washington's scheme was just bad? I'm going to go and go out on a limb and say that it's borderline, not impossible, but very improbable that just about everyone took a step back on defense and it's not Eric Washington scheming. I will never forgive this man for that play. I it's stuck in my memory. Everybody standing up. The ball is snapped. I don't even know where the defensive tackles were, but there was a defensive end on one side and Luke Kuechly blitzing by himself, getting double teamed against a guard and a center. I did not know. I had no idea what that play call was. But he called that everyone standing up defense several times in one game, and I was so confused. No, linebacker, not at all. Not at all. Not even close. In fact, I wouldn't even pick up a linebacker in this draft, even in the 7th round. If you'll remember, we went back-to-back linebackers late in the draft last year. One was Andre Smith. The other one was, I don't even remember who it was. Wait, they're not even on the... Wait, what? Oh, here it is. Andre Smith and Jermaine Carter. That's right. Andre Smith and Jermaine Carter. Jermaine Carter, he had some good reps. I can't say he was, like, super impressive, but he wasn't terrible. But, yeah, I don't think that we need to go for a linebacker at all. My next choice would be... After we get through O lineman, which if we do pick up a D end in free agency, I say first 2 rounds O lineman, unless there's this a generational player who fell in the draft who'll be really good. I think the only 2 positions I would divert going for O lineman for, And just because if there was like a player who was really good and available at the spot, I think maybe a tall free safety or maybe a, let me think. Free safety, I would say the next spot I would the only position I would go for if we couldn't get an O lineman in the second round, or if there was a guy so good that we have to pick him up, we have to go for talent over need, I would say a big possession, high point, fade route kind of receiver. We're kind of missing that. Not just kind of. We are missing that a lot. We have good receivers. I mean, we have a really great receiver core coming for next year. I mean, just look at it right here. Just look at it. You're looking at DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel. We have, I should just know it, but Jarius Wright, who I love a lot. Jarius Wright is definitely a guy I'm looking forward to a lot for next year. Damiere Byrd, kind of injury prone, not really a part of the scheme all that much. But if we had a big guy who Devin Funchess could have been, or Kelvin Benjamin could have been, I almost said Kevin Benj again, but I didn't want to do that. But I think we had a big wide receiver, a big guy, 6'4", 6'5", can just go up there. Doesn't have to be too fast. I mean, it'd be cool if he was like an athletic freak, but he doesn't have to be the fastest guy in the field. Just someone who can high point and guys have to look at. Greedy at corner? No. No. I wouldn't even consider it. I would never even consider it. Let's forget white linebacker. What does that mean? Let me scroll up. Sheltron needs merch? Nah. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I don't know what I would even sell as merch. That'd be kind of cool, but I'm not at that point yet. Cersei and Reed. Yeah, don't forget we have Denoris Cersei and we have Ross Cockrell still. I think a lot of people have forgotten that we still have Ross Cockrell on the roster. And it makes sense because he was injured so long ago that I forgot about Ross Cockrell. I forgot about both Ross Cockrell and Denoris Cersei. I'm not even going to lie to you. I forgot about both those guys because there was a lot going on this season. I think by week 11, I forgot anything that happened in the preseason. Week 11 against the Steelers, that's when I hit the switch. I hit the switch. I said, yo, we might be in for a rough one. We might be in for a rough one. Is DJ Moore a feature or a future all-star? Yeah. Yeah, we don't need a wideout, but that's the only position I would go for if a guy was just really, really talented. That's the only position I'd go for over a linebacker or over an O lineman in second round if there was a generational talent big receiver still available. Other than that, my first two rounds, definitely O lineman. But I do think we need a receiver though. We have a bunch of 5'11" speed guys, which is good for our scheme. I mean, the scheme is a pretty underneath kind of scheme. Routes from 0 to 10 yards for the most part, and guys just create space after the catch. DJ Moore can do that. I think Ian Thomas can do that as well because he's so big and strong. Speed guys. I mean, Curtis Samuel, Jarius Wright was also strong, but Jarius Wright's more like a guy like a security blanket. 7 yards, 12 yards down the field, third down, he's there. He will do it. They're gonna cut Bird. They could, but he's not making a lot of money, and I think he's still locked up. Cersei will be gone. Too many concussions. Yeah, that was a concern. Just because didn't he get hit with a concussion? Wasn't it second week of the season? Second week of the season, and then did he come back? Did he ever come back from that? I think he may have come back for like a game and then left again. But for some reason, I'm remembering it as him not coming back at all. Big receiver in free agency. Said I wasn't going to do it. I'm not going to mention anything. I'm just going to look at the list real quick. Let's see. I can't highlight. It's a joke anyway. Actually, there's some pretty decent, yo, there's some pretty decent free agents at wide receiver. They tend to be expensive though. I like the idea of having an extremely young wide receiver core and making the offense explosive. Making it young, develop them together. I think that would make it. I think that would be a really great option for us. Let's get Kelvin Benjamin, right? I mean, Kelvin Benjamin was one game away from playing in the Super Bowl. I mean, hey, that must mean he's good, right? My boy Kelvin Benjamin was a game away. He was a pre-snap penalty that had nothing to do with the play away from making it to the Super Bowl. Hey, he really might be that kind of generational talent we need. We need O-line, a big fast receiver with good hands, physical safety. No. We don't need a physical safety. That's Eric Reed. We need a coverage safety. And that's where my third round pick comes from. I say free safety in the third round. If we go O-line twice, I think free safety third round. And this is where I get talking about not talking about specific players. I don't know who the good college free safeties are right now. I could not tell you a thing about the college safeties right now. But I would try to go for safety in the third round if there's still value there. If there isn't value at the free safety spot in the third round, then I might go and start considering maybe picking up. You know what? If we go O-line twice, I don't want to go O-line 3 times. I would think in the third round, if we can't get a free safety, what will we go for? What should we go for in the third? That's a hard one. I would probably go against what I just said. You know what? Maybe corner. I think maybe corner. Although I don't really think that we need a corner that bad. A third round pick on a corner, or maybe even if there's a linebacker available, that could be dope. There will be high quality safeties in free agency. I kind of agree. I mean, I've seen the list. There's some quality, but nothing really jumps out at me. I've gone through this list a lot of times. I know a lot more about free agency than I do about the draft right now and college players. I'm not all that convinced by literally anyone on this list. And I know the first thing most people are going to say is Trey Boston. I made a video about Trey Boston last year. I'll say the same thing right now. Trey Boston is not good. I do not want him on the team at all. And I'm not going to go over these names one by one, but there's really no names here that really, really jump out at me. I know there's people who like to say Tyrann Mathieu. I don't like short safeties. Yeah, there's a couple names here, but I've already mentioned the biggest names I'm not feeling. The biggest being Earl Thomas and Hall Clinton Dix. I'm not feeling either one of them. We'll see. There are decent names here, but I'm not. It has to be a very team-friendly deal. It has to be one of those deals, like a one-year deal for it. I would not spend a lot of money, and I would not lock them up for multiple years without a team option. Maybe a 2-year with a team option after the first, but there's just not a lot of reason for me to even want to look at free safeties in free agency. We have 2/3 because of Norwell. I think that was last year. I know we had a third because of Norwell last year, right? I'm not sure if we get it this year. When do you draft a defensive end? If we don't go for a defensive end in free agency, I pick up the best player available of an O lineman or an edge rusher in the first round. So if the best player, if the best edge rusher is better than the best O lineman, I go edge rusher for sure. And whichever one we don't pick up of the two, we pick up the next position. So if we get an edge rusher in the first round, then I say O lineman second and third. If we get an O lineman in the first round, I say edge rusher second round, and then O lineman in the third. But that's only if we don't go for edge in free agency, which I think we really should. There's some very, very, very good talent at the edge rusher spot this season, this offseason, and that's going to be, even if it's not to us, there's going to be some really big moves coming up this offseason. I mean, I think for the most part, teams are going to be looking to lock these guys back up. There's the big names. We know, well, the 3-4 guys, not so much. Yeah, not so much here. I do like Ziggy Hood, but the 4-3 edge rushers, there's a lot of good names here. Ziggy Ansah is a good one who just got franchise tag. I mean, I actually made a video about him last season. DeMarcus Lawrence will probably get locked up again by the Cowboys. But like I said in a different live stream, that's going to be a tough one because the Cowboys can lock up DeMarcus Lawrence one more year if they want to franchise tag him again. But if they want to give him a long-term deal, it's going to be really tough for them because next year they have to pay both Zeke and Dak. So you have to make a decision whether you want to, how much money you actually want to lock up long-term right now, and how are you going to work those contracts out for next season, looking at Dak and Zeke. Oh, is she? I can't hear her. She might be. How much money? I used to have it up. It's about $24 million though. It's about $24 million in cap space, and that was before. That was before Eric Reed, so it's probably looking more like what, 14-ish right now, 14, 13. But you have to also consider, I think that still some of these guys who are free agents, who are in red here, who are technically not free agents yet, they're still on the books. So I think once when is the deadline for free agency again? Is that mid-March? Once some of these guys come off the books, we'll see that number drop, or we see that number go up a lot. So that'll change. We'll have enough room. We'll have room for players. We need F.A. Ibarra to step up, really. Yeah, I still believe him getting signed so quickly was more of a PR move than the talent evaluators saying, like, projecting him to be a really, really big time player. I said it a lot. I like F.A. Ibarra, but if you told me he was that good enough to be one of the first players to get an extension in free agency on our team, I tell you, I call you a liar. I'm not going to lie to you. I call you a liar. It's more about us having our very first London game, and we can really milk the PR out of saying, yo, we have a player from the UK, and we signed him. We signed him early. He had some really breakout games last year. He had an interception. He had a couple sacks. I think he had a forced fumble as well. But, I mean, I'm not all that sold on him. Keep in mind that the interception he had was off a tip, and he dove for off the ground. It was cool. It was athletic. It was a good move, a heads-up play, but I don't want to give the impression that it was like him like standing up and catching it in the air and showing off his good hands. It was a diving catch on the ground. Still impressive. Not the same thing as you'd expect from a direct, interception. Why give Bowberry Biscuit? What you mean? I mean, my boy Kelvin came through the other day. I ain't got no more. We're going to go through both. Yeah, that's going to be kind of interesting to see. It'll be very, very interesting to see how we bring those schemes in, how often we bring in 3-4, and in what situations. I want to see, do we start the game in 3-4? Do we start it in 4-3? What's it going to look like? If we go to 3-4, then I say we have to draft a linebacker. That might be the third-round pick. If we pick up an edge rusher in free agency, maybe picking up a third-round talent linebacker won't be that bad. What's up with Reed? What do you mean? What about Corn Elder? I can't see him. Who? Where? I can't see the man. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I was one of the people who was like, I guess one of the more vocal people saying, "Look, we need Corn Elder in there right now. We need to see what he can do. It's a shame that we're not giving this man reps. Look, the secondary is getting burnt out there. We need help out there. Put Corn Elder in the game. Captain Munderland, I'm not really proud of what you're doing out there." And then Corn Elder got in the game. And I said, take him out. I said, no. I said, Captain Munderland, come back. And you know it's bad. Bro, you know it's bad when you got to tell Captain Munderland to come back. He's like, no. Hold up. Reverse. We're doing the cha-cha slide. I said, no. I made a mistake. Mistakes were made. Please. Corn Elder, I don't know what you got to do, bro, but you gotta do it on the bench somewhere until next year. Can't tell you. I can't put it any other way. If we keep Williams, then Moton will be the left tackle probably. I'm cool with that. I mean, we have talent. We have talent on our team. I like Brendan Mahone. I like Tyler Larson. I mean, I like a lot of these guys on our team. Well, these guys are already locked in. It's not a big issue. I guess the really big issue is what to do with Darrell Williams. You know what? We have good players on our line. We just got hurt. That's what it was. We got hurt. We need a center. And I know Tyler Larson played pretty well at center in the preseason. And I know Van Roten got a few snaps at center, both in training camp. I think he got a few snaps in the preseason as well, although not a lot. But I do know they got Van Roten some snaps. We got to find an actual center. Other than that, though, our line will be pretty decent. It'll be decent. I think it'll be good. Yeah. But I think a lot of my thoughts on the draft is assuming we pick up an edge rusher in free agency. If we don't, then my whole thoughts on the draft gets really, really skewed because it puts a lot more pressure on picking up the right talent at the right spots. If we don't get an edge rusher, if we do get an edge rusher, I'll go and tell you what we should do. If we get an edge rusher in free agency, lineman, best player available between a linebacker and a free safety. And I only say linebacker in the third round just because when we go to 3-4, I'm not 100% sure just how much I want to depend on guys like Jermaine Carter, guys like, I do believe in Shaq Thompson, but who would it be? It would be Luke, Shaq, maybe Jermaine Carter. Ben Jacobs is gone. It's cool that Ben Jacobs got a job with the team. That's kind of cool. But do we even sign David Mayo back? I like David Mayo. I actually do like David Mayo. But the question is, do we sign him back? What kind of deal does he get? That's going to be a hard one to decide. And how well can he play with significant minutes since we'll be going to a 3-4 sometimes? I'm not really sure just how ready he is for that. He could be ready. He could be. But I don't have enough information on the man to make that kind of statement. But yeah, we do need depth at O-line. We need our training staff, keep those guys healthy. This would have been such a good season. This could have been our back-to-back positive season that we could have had, or over 500. But so many injuries at so many important spots. And those were spots. The funny thing was about this offseason, or this past offseason, was that the spots that we knew we'd be the weakest and need the most help at, and the spots that we actually went out and got help at. Because we did go out and get guys for the secondary. We got some guys at the O-line. Guys got healthy again. But those were the two main spots. I would even call it the two only spots where guys got hurt. Obviously, Greg Olsen got hurt. But that wasn't the same thing. The places that we had the two biggest areas of worry We went out, tried to patch those areas up. Guys got hurt. It was kind of tough. Yeah, Mayo is only okay. No, I don't know anything about it yet, Camden. Jadavian's a sellout? What do you mean? Who's Shaggy? You talking about Sunshine? I mean, Brent Burson. I mean, if we can get Brent Burson on the team again, I mean, forget the draft. We get Brent Burson on the team, we're golden. We don't have to do anything. We're straight. But yeah, it really does depend on what Daryl's asking price is for me at least, whether we re-sign him again. Just because, I mean, he coming off an injury, and it kind of sucks for players because, I mean, you go out, you play really good, you're one of the best right tackles in the league, and then you have one more year. You have one more year. Just gotta prove yourself. You don't have to get better. All you have to do is maintain the same level of production you had just last year. There's not a lot of pressure to get a lot better. You were already one of the best. Just maintain that. Even a small step back. Just a small step back wouldn't be too bad. Then you get injured, and then you ruin your stop for, I guess, your negotiating power for your next contract. It really does suck for the player himself, but for the team, we could get a really, really good right tackle for a discounted price. Depending on how other teams look at Daryl and say, like, well, we can pick him up. We'll give you the money. But I just feel really weird about giving someone who's coming off an injury a really good deal for an extended period of time. You know what? No. You're right. No, Sir Mag, you're 100% right. I forgot. I 100. How did I just forget that? I actually mentioned Marquise Haynes in this same exact context maybe like 15 minutes ago. Yeah, you're 100% right. Marquise Haynes is already there. We should be straight. Luke, Jermaine, Shaq, and Marquise. Yeah, I think we're straight there. I mean, we're pretty. I think we're pretty good in most of the areas on offense. Like, I really would not draft a running back. Don't need a quarterback. I mean, that'd be a very, very, very late round pick if we do get a quarterback. Although I think we have a really good backup on the team already. Oh, Heineke's not even oh, well, shoot. I mean, damn. We could probably just keep Kyle Allen then. And there's no reason to even hold 3 quarterbacks. Well, I guess there's a reason to hold 3 quarterbacks in the offseason. But that doesn't matter for the 53-man roster. I actually maybe would pick up Taylor Heineke again. Depending on how his arm's looking, I'm not really sure what his timetable is. But Kyle Allen's already locked up. We might be able to say bye to Taylor Heineke. I don't know. I'm not sure what his if teams are looking at him like that. Dante's ceiling, Hugo, very high. Very high. One of the fastest in the game, playing opposite one of the best press coverage corners in the game, in a defense that should be getting a lot better across the D-line, which does affect how corners play. I think Dante will have a really good career. Barring injury because of his kind of slight frame and he's kind of shorter, I think that Dante can have a really good career for sure. Yeah, Marquise Haynes, I don't know how I just forgot about that, but yeah, Marquise Haynes. Then my thought is if we pick up a defensive lineman on the edge in free agency, I go O-line, big receiver, then free safety. Or probably free safety. I think big receivers, you can find those big receivers who aren't that fast, who you just want to have out there for, back shoulder fades and end zone corner plays. You might be able to find those in the 4th round. It would depend on best player available, 3rd round. I say best player available between a receiver who's big and a free safety, and then go opposite for the 4th round. And then 5th round and beyond, pick up depth. I mean, maybe another linebacker. I don't know. Maybe some a project offensive lineman. Maybe a project interior. Actually, an interior D line is doing all right. We still have Kyle Love, who I actually like a lot. Yeah, I actually love Kyle Love a lot. He's really good. Oh, we don't have him actually. Yo, we don't have Kyle Love. I think we pick him back up. I think we do pick up Kyle Love again. Yeah, for sure. I don't trust Vernon Butler. So yeah, fifth round and beyond will just be depth for positions. I mean, probably interior D line. I might even go. I'd probably even go maybe quarterback sixth round, seventh round. But yeah, if we don't pick up an edge rusher in free agency though, best player available first round between an edge rusher and an O lineman. Get the opposite of what we just got in the second round. Third round, maybe another O lineman, but then we get into looking at free safeties and maybe a receiver. But I'd probably still go best player available at free safety and O lineman, and then whatever position we don't get, I say best player available between the position that we didn't get in the third round between O lineman and free safety, and best player available at receiver in the fourth. And other than that, find depth, interior D lineman, maybe even another corner, maybe a nickel corner. You can't go wrong. I mean, we have to find some kind of answer for Captain Munderland, but I'm not sure just how high I would go to find a nickel corner when we have specific need at free safety. Maybe a nickel corner over a big receiver, but I still do think we need a big receiver. There's no size. There's no size. I mean, if Torrey Smith is still on the team, it's kind of strange. It felt like we were kind of blacklisting him. Like we weren't really giving him targets later on in the season. It was kind of. I mean, there's reasons for that, obviously. But yeah, I just have for some reason I'm just stuck on getting a big body receiver, 6'4", 6'5", doesn't have to be that fast. I'm not saying it has to be slow, but I'm saying even at 4.5 speed or very very high 4.4 speed, like 4.49, 4.48, 4.51, I would still pick that up. Just to have a possession receiver up there, 4.51 is kind of getting up there, but he doesn't have to have blazing speed for his height. 4.5 is kind of tough. I can't say that, but yeah, draft some guys that can cover Jet, Jones, and Ridley. Julio 300 yards. Never heard of him. What's a Ridley? Isn't that a dragon? You want another KB? I want what KB should have been. I want what KB could have been good. Look, Kelvin Benjamin could have been very, very good. Is my lighting? My lights aren't flickering, but from what I'm seeing on my stream, it looks like the lights are flickering, but the lights are steady. I don't know, but Kelvin could have been really good. Let's not front on that. Kelvin could have been good. Devin Funchess could have been good too. He's just a little bit too inconsistent to be. I just feel like Devin Funchess is a little bit too inconsistent for me. I don't like that, and I think we can get his same value or at least comparable to it in the draft. I think a player on a rookie deal can give us something comparable value over Devin Funchess. I don't like it. I think Devin, he'll get paid. I think he'll get paid by someone else down the line, or I mean this offseason. So it's a win-win for us. We don't really, really need him. He was kind of inconsistent, and there's teams that don't have really good wide receivers who could use Devin Funchess. I think he has value, and he could play really well for another team. For sure. As our backup quarterback, Jesus. Do we need big and fast? We have speed everywhere. I mean, we have speed in DJ Moore, J.S. Wright. We have speed with Curtis Samuel. I mean, If Torrey's gonna be back next year, don't know. We don't really go five wide that often, but when we do go five wide, we go with a tight end standing up, either Greg Olsen or I can even see Ian Thomas standing up in a five wide set. So we don't really need to be too deep with actual talent. You know, keep Mose Frazier there, even Demir Bird if he's healthy, which is a big if, honestly. But I don't think we need big and fast. I think our whole offense is built around speed. Because you have to also remember that we have Christian McCaffrey, who is a running back and a receiver, who's also a speed guy. So I don't really see it. I don't see speed being a huge need for an extra receiver on the team. Yeah, the thing is, Funch could be a good number 2. Honestly, I would. You know what? I would be cool with him being on the team again next year if he wasn't the number 1 option. The only problem is someone's gonna pay him. Someone's gonna pay the man. Hold up. Let me just double check something real quick. Oh yeah, okay. I thought that he was restricted, but no, it's Demir Bird's restricted. Nah. Since he's not restricted, there's just no way we're the highest bidder. I don't think we're gonna be the highest bidder for Devin Funchess, so he can't be number 2 for us. Rashawn Golden is really underrated. Is he? I don't know. I haven't seen much from him. I just haven't seen much from Rashawn Golden. I mean, he played corner in college, so it's hard for me to say whether or not he's actually underrated. He could have talent. I mean, Rashawn Golden is obviously a good player, but how good is he at safety? Because we're playing him at safety, and his natural position is corner. So it's really strange. I don't know if I can actually say if he would be good if he played, because he'd be playing at safety. We gave him barely any looks last year. I mean, it's kind of hard. I don't know. I want to see him play, but I don't know if I could definitely say, yo, we're making a mistake by not playing him. I think we're just making a mistake by not seeing what we have, but I would not be surprised if he's not ready. Chances of AB or Golden Tate? AB, 0. Golden Tate, maybe. What'd Rock say? 2 young star receivers at the right price? At the right cost? Yeah, AB, 0. Golden Tate is a maybe. But I also just don't know if I see us going after a receiver in free agency. I don't see us having enough money to go after a really, really good edge rusher and a receiver. But you never know. Yeah, Funch just dropped too many passes. He's just too inconsistent. He's good. I'll keep saying it. He's even in the video I made talking about should we extend him. This is the video I made months ago, like 2-3 months ago. I even said I think Devin Funchess is good. He's not trash. He's not garbage. But it's just a really weird situation where I just don't think that his consistency's been at a high enough level to where I can confidently say that his value that he brings to the team would be more than a player on a rookie contract. He's a good in-the-box player. I'll believe you. I just didn't watch him in college. I only ever saw highlights, which is not the best. I only ever saw college highlights. Everyone looks like a first-round pick in their college highlights. Mostly because everyone scores 800 points in college on offense. And on defense, for some reason, players on defense look so much better. Like it's so weird. The college game is strange to me. Because I don't really watch a lot of college football. It's like anyone can be a standout star, I feel like. And the standout stars put up like the craziest cartoonish numbers that you're just like, wait, what's happening here? It's kind of hard for me to really be able to see how well talent would translate, especially in the secondary, from college to the pros, especially for players who aren't like dead set, obvious first round picks. especially for Rashawn Golden being a third round pick, and then him being trained at a different position. And the other thing you have to think about is if the team moves Rashawn Golden back to corner after only 1 year, and they were very public about saying he's going to be a converted corner playing safety, that would be them admitting that they were wrong and that they gave up on their initial thought after only 1 year. And the optics of that looks bad. I know you're thinking like, yo, it doesn't matter how it looks. We want to win games. But optics do matter. And it looks really bad if you make a statement, it's proven wrong, and you go back on it, and you're not even sure if he'll play amazingly at nickel at the NFL level, because you have to also remember he played corner in college, but in this full year he's been in the NFL, he's played only safety. He's been learning about the safety position. So, and I'm sure they've been telling him like, yo, try to forget your corner tendencies. Learn how to play safety the right way, because you don't play corner safety the same way, obviously. So it may be a little bit something there where they really can't move him, either for optic reasons or because, I mean, they're trying to just drill it in his head to be a safety. I'm not sure. To suck without choking. To suck without choking. That's tough. Edge is priority 1 and 2. Why? You don't like Mario Addison? I think Mario Addison is a really good defensive end. And then if we go 3-4, Marquise Haynes is going to be good. Nah. We just need one edge rusher. We just need one. He's Brenton Burson and nothing better. Hold up. I ain't say all that. Hold up. I ain't say all that. Don't, hey, that's disrespectful. Hey, that's big disrespect. I'm not going to hold you. I don't know about that, but, nah, he's not that bad. He's not that bad. I don't agree. BRY. I thought your name was Brooklyn at first. But, nah, I disagree strongly with that. I don't like Trey. I'm not a big fan of Trey Boston either. Trey Boston misses a lot of tackles. I'm not a big fan of Trey Boston because he misses a lot of tackles, and I don't think he's a great coverage safety in the league. There's a reason why he only got a 1-year deal last year, and there's a reason why he probably won't get a long-term deal this season as well. I don't think he's a good match for us, and even if we do pick him up, I'm gonna keep saying it until I see something different. I don't think he's a good fit for us. Is Falcons fan extraordinaire? I haven't seen him type in a minute. Oh, there he is right there. I'm not bashing the Panthers. What's he saying? Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus. Cleveland Farrell? Yeah, the edge rusher? I've seen I've seen like 3 draft boards project him to us. That'd be cool. But I mean, I'm trying to think. Maybe picking up an edge rusher on a rookie deal is the best move. It would depend. It just really depends on how many edge rushers are available and how many of the good ones are still going to be available when we pick. I think we'll have a pick of the litter. I mean, we're still a high enough pick right now, or I guess low enough number pick right now that we could still have some really good options there. But I just don't like, for me, if it's not the number 1, number 2, or the number 3 defensive end prospect in the draft, I'm not really high on them. At least not for the first round. If you're not one of the top 2 or 3, I'm really leaning more toward 2, but the top 3 edge rusher picks, if you're not the top 3 prospects, I don't pick you in the first round. I think O-line is the best move there. And that's going to be a tough position to be in if we don't pick up an edge rusher in free agency, and then we're stuck with a bad option where we have to pick up either either the fourth best option maybe at edge rusher in the first round, and then that makes us pick up second and third round talent at the O line, which is not all that great. I would rather have first round talent on the O line, or at least have options there. Where I mean the best we can get is second and third is doesn't feel right to me. But in that same vein, if we can pick up an edge rusher on a rookie contract and he can be good for us, that sets us up for years to come. We can all agree Winston is garbage. I think it really is the scheme the Bucks run. I think Jameis Winston has some decision making issues, but I think it really is and was the scheme in Tampa. I think Jameis could be good. I think Jameis still could be a good quarterback. He's young. Jameis is a young quarterback. I don't think he's a bust yet. He has to figure out his off the field stuff, but I think with the right coaching, he could really be a good quarterback. Maybe definitely above the halfway mark. Maybe not top 10, but around like Matt Stafford-ish. Matt Stafford above Andy Dalton. Where would I put him? About Matt Stafford is also a top 10, 11. He's also a fringe top 10 player. He could be around there. About a Matt Stafford kind of guy. Matt Stafford. I'm trying to think of more names, but that's just the best name I can think of. That's the best comparison I can think of where you could be ranking wise with the right coaching. Xbox invite. What are you talking about? Need to re-sign Kyle Love? Yeah, I agree with that. 100%. If Ken can throw deep again next year, do you think Curtis Samuel could be the major problem for defenses because of his speed and acceleration? No. No. He could be a problem, but a major problem they have to scheme around, specifically scheme around? Probably not. Probably not. Because the thing is, Cam couldn't throw the deep ball because of power, but honestly, Cam hasn't always been the most accurate at the deep ball, even when his shoulder was great. I don't think that we should really go to throwing deep fades or streaks. Maybe deep post routes, maybe corner routes. You know what? If you're talking about fades and streaks up the field, maybe not. But with a little shake, like a little post and go, like a nod and a stick and nod kind of thing, like a double move kind of route, I think Curtis Samuel could excel in that. I'm not sure how good his route running is, but if he can do double move routes, or just posts and corners, then maybe. But a Tyreek Hill kind of impact player, that's because when you say major problem for a speedster who's around that 5'11" mark, I'm thinking Tyreek Hill, although that's the best of the best, but I don't think he'd be a consistent deep ball threat to a point where teams are specifically scheming around him, saying, yo, we got to make sure we find Curtis Samuel. Maybe not a major problem, but he could cause defenses some big issues though. What sports do I play? None right now, but in school, I ran cross country and track year round, and then when I went to UNC Charlotte, I was on the club ultimate frisbee team, and we went to a lot of tournaments and whatnot. Did some big work. Basically, I won't get to all that, but basically a lot of running sports. That's what it was, running sports. Pull up the stats on his deep ball. I don't even know where to find that. I've been trying to find an analytics site. There's next gen, what's it called? Next gen stats with ESPN, or is it NFL.com? Oh, it's NFL.com next gen stats. but it doesn't show. It doesn't show his accuracy with like 0 to 10, 10 to 20, and then 20 plus. I don't have a site that shows me that yet. Because I want to make a video on that same topic. If you know a site, I can look at it and get back to you. But I don't have a site with the analytics for his pass range breakdowns over different seasons. Like I don't know where to find it for like going back 2015, 16, and 17. You feel me? What up, Jay? But I really do want to do that though. BRY. Brick. I'm gonna call you Brick. I'd say Marty needs to nail this draft. I agree. There are plenty of good DEs in free agency. Just their asking price, I agree with that too. That's the biggest issue for me too. AJ Brown out of Ole Miss is tough. You don't need a tall receiver to be successful. I agree with that as well. But I don't like the idea of having only... We have one type of receiver. That's the thing. You don't need tall receivers to be successful. But we literally have one type of receiver on the team. There's one type of receiver on the team right now. DJ Moore, Jarius Wright, Curtis Samuel. I mean, Torrey, to a certain extent, I'm not really going to count him just yet. I don't know what his fate is just yet. But they're all just speedsters. Different levels of skill, but they're all basically the same prototype. Not prototype, but the same type of receiver. It would not hurt. I mean, what would AJ Brown give the team that DJ Moore, Jarius Wright, or Curtis Samuel could not? That's the question. It's not about finding good talent. It's about finding complementary pieces. It's about finding mismatches. If all your players are the same kind of player, it makes you one-dimensional. And you can't be one-dimensional against... We can win games, but if you're one-dimensional in the postseason, what are you gonna do? Look at Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. I'm not really sure about that, but I am worried. I am worried, and Cam making clickbait videos about the shoulder surgery is a little bit tough as well. Look, I wasn't gonna call it clickbait at first, but then there's another YouTuber that I know who does videos about the Dolphins. He also streams on Twitch, not as much anymore. But he tweeted me saying, he's like, "Why is your quarterback making clickbait videos on YouTube now?" And I thought about it, and low key, that's a clickbait video. Low key, oh, I got you. Yeah, I got you. Low key, it really is a clickbait video. Hold up. I might start streaming on Twitch again. Kind of a random thought. I might start streaming on Twitch because now that Apex Legends is out, I haven't found a lot of games that I like so far. Like, 2K is a good game, but it got kind of boring and repetitive after a while. Apex Legends is kind of a... Actually, the reason I was late to start this stream, I was like a minute or two late, but like literally right before I pressed start streaming, I just clutched a win on Apex Legends. So I had to do that, and I had to like get right back on this. It was a bang bang play. We had to make it click. What do you mean? What do you mean how? What was the title? Let me look at the title again. What was the title of that video? It was like what's going on with my shoulder? Hold up. What was the title again? Yeah, the title of the video was what's wrong with my shoulder? Come on, bro. What's wrong with my shoulder? Not like my journey to get back ready for 2019 or like what I'm doing to make sure I'm better next season. It's what's wrong with my shoulder. And the thumbnail. This is gold. This is YouTube gold. He has whoever Cam has working for him, like whoever is his YouTube guy, social media dude, with this stuff. Just look at the thumbnail. The thumbnail. One image is of him in a hospital bed, laying down, looking straight ahead, and the other image is him with his head down like this, like he's praying or deep in thought. It's perfect. Look, it's perfect. It's what you want if you want to get views as a YouTuber. But let's not pretend it's not clickbait. It was a good video. No. It's a good video. I agree with you. I agree. It's clickbait, though. DK Metcalf is 6'4", 235. Word. Should he have changed it? No. I have no problem with clickbait. Nah, you're misunderstanding me. I don't have a problem with it. I have no problem with it. I think it's clickbait. I have no problem with it, though. If I was big enough to the point where clickbaiting actually would work for me, I would do it. But I mean, I just can't. I don't have a big enough channel. I don't think I have a big enough topic. Like, this channel is too topic specific for me to really be able to, like, if you want to watch Panthers videos, you're probably gonna click on this. If you want to see a fan's opinion on the Panthers, you're probably gonna click. But if you don't care enough about the Panthers, like off-season news, who's gonna come to who's not already a Panthers fan who wants to see a Panthers fan talk about the games and whatnot? What random fan is just gonna come watch me talk about the Panthers? I don't need to clickbait. There's not a big enough market for me to clickbait a video. But if you can, get your clickbait on, bro. Get your views. Get whatever you need to do, bro. I'm not mad. What do I think T58 is gonna go? If the Falcons are smart, they're bringing him in. They don't really need him, I don't think. But if the Falcons are smart, he should go to the Falcons or the Saints. If I'm Thomas Davis Sr., I'm going to the Saints. Yeah, if I'm him, I'm going to the Saints. That's big facts. I don't care. Look, I'm going to the Saints. Feel how you want to about me as a Panthers fan, but if I can, I'm taking that. I might take the vet minimum. You know what? I could do that. Get my wisdom tooth pulled, and then like have a video. Panthers content creator gets put in armbar by NFL fullback Alex Arma after trying to break into his car. You know what? That's my next video. I'm gonna try to break into Alex Arma's whip and have someone recording it from like the bushes. Watch him beat me up. Come back on YouTube or post that video on the channel. Get a quick 10, 20,000 views. Then post a video of me reacting to that video, like with a black eye, beat up and whatnot. Get a quick 10,000 views, and then have a video of me in the hospital, issuing a public apology. I don't know, some dumb stuff like that. If I really wanted to clickbait, but before I get off, I've been on a lot longer than I wanted to be. This was supposed to be a quick video, a quick stream, but I'm gonna give our position group some grades real quick. Starting with offense, going to defense. Offensive line, I would give them a B-. And that sounds high. Maybe even a B. But probably B-. And it sounds really high. But you have to remember, this was a patchwork offensive line. A lot of guys got injured. A lot of guys weren't stepping up. We got guys out of trades. We got guys mid-season out of nowhere. And we still had decent protection up until skipping week 11. Because the Steelers just found I don't know what it was, but up until about week 13, week 12ish, week 13 for sure against the Browns, but week 12, we had really good protection. I mean, 11 games of good protection with a patchwork of guys, most of whom aren't names. Most of these guys aren't top 20 at their position. Now, I don't mean like top 20 guard or tackle. I mean like top 20 left guard, top 20 left tackle. I mean, even breaking it down that specifically, they're probably not even up there. So I mean, the production we got out of those guys, given who they are and when we got some of those guys and how little time they spent together as a unit, because the O line isn't like a receiver group or isn't like a running back by committee. You have to have synergy. You have to be able to move as a unit, as an O line, and the less time you have to do that, and the less the less chemistry you have as a unit, it can affect the way you play negatively. So for what we got out of them, I give it a B minus. I guess most of that grade is going to our O-line coaching staff. Quarterback play, as a whole, I give it an A. Cam was having one of his best seasons. He was actually on pace before the injury. He was on pace to have a better year than 2015. And then he had really bad games after that. But that was really mainly because I can't put the blame on Cam for having those bad games, because he shouldn't have been in the game at all. Coach Rivera, let's be honest, Coach Rivera should have pulled Cam week 12. Week 13 for sure against the Browns. After that, I say you should have pulled Cam at halftime. Halftime? I don't remember the score at halftime. But for sure, after week 13, Cam should have been pulled 100%. We let Cam stay in there. We could have seen a lot more of Taylor Heineke and Kyle Allen. And the reason I give our quarterback play an A is because both of our backups played really well. I mean, Taylor Heineke stepped up. He played extremely well. He played really good. And what game was it? Was it the Giants game? Where it was halftime, or it was like we had I think it was 7 seconds before halftime, and we brought in Taylor Heineke to attempt a Hail Mary because Cam's arm wasn't that great at the time, and we snapped the ball. He's looking downfield, but they're in the prevent defense. Everyone's upfield. Everyone's at the goal line basically, and Taylor is smart enough to look underneath. I think he found Greg Olsen, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure who he found, but he found someone on the left sideline, got a quick little first down, and he got out of bounds, and it went from being like a 58, 60-yard attempt to like a 47-yard attempt or like a 51-yard attempt for a field goal, and we got 3 points for the half. That kind of smart heads-up play really did. I mean, I was already sold on Taylor Heineke, but that really, really sold me on Taylor. And then Kyle Allen is obviously a beast. I really do believe in Kyle Allen as a future talent in the league. So I would probably say, and I give us an A for QB play. Given the context of what happened, I give us an A. Running backs, come on now, come on. Do I have to? I won't put them on again. Do I have to even say what you know the letter I'm gonna say? Not good. 300 yards. What up, Rock? Or us, Rock? What's up? I need to stream more. I should. I just end up streaming for way longer than I really want to, and it wouldn't be on the same day every week. I'm as bad at being consistent about it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll try since it's the off season. We'll find out. We'll find out together. I don't think Jones is the best. He's not that good. Who? What do you mean? Jones who? Let me scroll up. Oh, Julio? You talking about Julio? Go to Nashville and report from the draft. You know, I actually have a friend who lives in Nashville. He's actually the vice president of the Roaring Riot chapter in Nashville. I think it's called the Music City Riot, if I'm not mistaken. But actually, it's not just a friend. It was like my best friend from college. Like, this is one of my homies that was that has decent connections with decent Panthers connections. Maybe. What's a flight from here to Nashville? I mean, do I have to fly? I think I would rather fly just because if I was there, I wouldn't be. I ain't trying to drive that much. I ain't trying to drive that much. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, maybe report from there. I don't know. I don't know. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be a cool little thing there. I'm thinking of going from MBSC. Oh, Myrtle Beach. Okay, I was twisted. I'm like, you could hear the two gears in my head just like screeching to a halt. I was like, MBSC. What could that possibly? Anyway, maybe I might stream more. I might think about draft. I don't know. I might. That could be a possibility. So yeah, obviously an A plus for running backs, receivers, A, receivers A, and I would want to give it A plus, but it was really only half our receivers that were playing good. I mean, Funch had some good games. He had good games here and there, but he got blacklisted basically near the end of the season, not getting any reps, not getting any targets. Torrey Smith started off really well. I think a lot of us forget just how good Torrey Smith was early in the season, and just how clutch he was. But then he started getting a little less clutch, so we don't know. Uh, do I consider Demir Bird really a receiver? I consider Demir Bird a return specialist, so I can't really count him. I give us an A. I'll give us an A minus. A minus because of Funch and Torrey Smith. A minus. Yeah, A minus for a receiver core. I did O line, quarterback, receiver, running back, tight ends. Tight end, B minus. Greg got hurt. Tough. I have to include that. And the first time Greg got hurt, Ian Thomas didn't really step up in a receiving role. What time is it? 9:30. Oh man, Ian Thomas didn't really step up in a receiving role the very first time that Greg got hurt. He had a little bit of production here and there, but it was nowhere near consistent. I would call it easily forgettable. But the second time around, later on in the season, the later part of the season, Ian Thomas was an A plus type of guy. But I can't. I have to include what I saw earlier on as well. He has some really good blocking, and we all know Chris Manhurst is mainly a blocking tight end. It ended up getting a touchdown pass from Christian McCaffrey. I give our tight ends a B minus. Panthers fans are delusional. I'm out. LO another sweep. Jesus. Panthers need to hire me, bro. Imagine this show on the actual Panthers.com site. They don't need to hire me. Look, if anyone from the Panthers is watching, a quick little sponsorship goes a long way. But overall, I give our offense about a B plus for our offense. Yeah, defense, D line, C minus. I'm not even gonna explain that one. I don't think it deserves to be explained. I think what's understood don't gotta be explained. I give our D line a C minus. So many missed tackles, bro. So many missed tackles. You hate to see it. Saw some flashes from some guys. Saw nothing from some other guys. I noticed that Dontari Poe was extremely slow to get up from the snap. Like, he had no kind of quick twitch at all from the snap. It was like ball snapped, beat, then we see Dontari Poe pick his hand up and start to rush. Guys are already in their stance, already planted, ready to go by the time he was up. I could go over everyone on the list, but D-line probably a C minus. Linebackers, linebackers. B minus. B minus. TD took a step back. He had some good plays. He had some good games. Overall step back. Luke had a slow start. Luke, I don't care what anyone says, Luke's first several games of the season, I thought he was playing not hurt. I thought he was playing a little too safe. I felt like he was playing a gear under what we were used to seeing from him. And I felt like he was playing to protect his head or protect himself from getting injured rather than going all out, which I understand, which I don't have a problem with as like a person, but I can't give it the high grades. I can't give it like an A+ when I see what I see out there. A very slow start from him. Shaq Thompson didn't have the impact that I thought he would those first 4 games of TD being out. So I can't give him the A I wish I could. But a B- for our linebacker core. And the thing about defense is, it's hard for me to blame the players a lot because that scheme was horrible. Bro, that scheme was horrible. So it's really hard for me to actually give a grade that could really reflect the skill. But performance-wise, even a B- may be a little too high. Bro, even a B- is a little bit generous. Secondary. We got better. Started off horrible. I mean, we were still getting burnt. Scheming was bad. I'll never forgive Eric Washington for putting Dante Jackson one-on-one versus Antonio Brown. And the wild thing was, not only was he one-on-one against Antonio Brown, but he was also on the opposite side of the field from where he usually was. Usually he's on the defensive right side of the field, the offensive left. It's kind of hard for me to say like what side that is. I'll just say defensive right. But he was on the Z receiver basically. But then he switched him over to the X and put him on an island against Antonio Brown. Why? I don't understand that. Secondary. And we were still getting beat. Even though we got a lot better with Eric Reed on the team, we were still getting beat. I got caught like it is. That's another C, maybe C-. I mean, keep in context the scheme, who we had at DC. But yeah, Rock, yeah, I agree. Yeah, C-. C-. That's about where it is with our defense. Overall, a C. We were just decent. I'd probably say C-. I'd probably go C- overall. And part of it may also be because of scheme. Oh, because I want to be a homer a little bit. I'm not giving any guys a D. But we were so close to being a D. C- is about right. We have it good in DBs. I said we have it good enough in DBs to where I wouldn't use a first round pick on a nickel corner. Yeah, I would. That was in the context of using early draft picks for DBs. I would not do that. Yeah, I would not use a first or a second on free safety, corner, any of that. Third is where I'd maybe consider it, but I honestly wouldn't really seriously consider picking up a safety or a corner until the 4th round. Yeah, that's what I meant. I was probably a little bit unclear about it too. Sometimes I jump from topic to topic and then assume that I've made myself clear, and sometimes I do. I catch myself watching my videos back sometimes and thinking, okay, I feel like I did say this, but like I kind of split my point at like the 4-minute mark and like the 7-minute mark, so I can kind of understand where like the parts in between could have distracted you or made you forget from what I was saying before. It's a problem I have when I explain things. I get off topic and like I start to refer to other things. You feel me? Everyone else F. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, overall C minus for the defense. Special teams A. Special teams A. Graham was playing all right. He had one off game, but he was playing all right. Chandler Catanzaro, I think it is Zaro, right? He came in, played really well, played better than expected. I cannot hate on that man. Mike Pilardi is a really good punter. I hate punting. I hate punting with a passion. But since it's part of the game anyway, I gotta give credit where it's due. Mike Pilardi is a good punter. He's a good punter. Got love for Graham Gano. Chandler Catanzaro came in, did his thing. Can't hate on it. But other than that, I think we're straight. Return, average at best. I mean, we didn't really have great returns. I'm not even sure if we actually returned one to the house. I don't think we did. I think we saw some decent returns, but nothing major. Top 5 Panthers in terms of importance to the team in future. I'm going to end my stream on this question right here. Top 5 Panthers players in terms of importance to the team and future. Ooh, and future. Number 1 has to be Cam. It's your quarterback. I mean, he's only 8 years deep. That's your quarterback. Cam's number 1. Number 2. Number 2. I'm trying to think. Part of me wants to say Luke, but I don't, because he has such high importance right now. But I don't see him staying in the league more than 3 more years. And 3's being very generous. I probably say 2. And veteran leadership, you know what, in terms of importance to the team and future, I say Luke. Yeah, Luke, Jack, Moten. Cam's list looks pretty all right. Yeah, Cam's list looks all right. I would probably put DJ Moore 3, Christian McCaffrey at 4. Yeah, I'd put DJ Moore at 3, Christian at 4, and you know what? I can't really speak too well on Moten. Is he the 5th most important? Maybe. Yeah, I like your 2 lists. I go Cam, Luke, DJ, CMC, and maybe Moten. I wish I could say Mario Addison. Probably not the case, but maybe. Nah. Moten. Yeah. Eric Reed? I wouldn't say Eric Reed. Love the dude. Big talent. Wouldn't say Eric Reed. Top 5. $2K short? Yeah, K1. I guess it's kind of hard for me to say him just because he had a bad season this season. And it's kind of unfair to him because it was probably just poor scheming. That made him play a lot worse. And it's kind of hard to put that on him. But yeah. Let's play some Madden so you can make the best Panther lineup. Ron Last, Jesus. I quit Madden last year. 18 was my last Madden. I'm not going to lie to you. I only played MUT, though. If I played Madden, I would stream it, though. I used to stream Madden. That's how my Twitch started off, streaming Madden. But, yeah. That was a good question. That was a very good question that I actually might make into a video. Maybe. Maybe. My channel is going through some weird stuff right now. My channel is like, I don't know what it is. I don't like talking about it too much because it's not a huge deal. Have y'all ever seen a dashboard of a content creator thing? But there were times, I don't want to get too crazy here, but months ago, I'm not gonna bring it up. I'm not even gonna bring it up. All right, y'all. Thanks for coming out to the stream, man. This is a much longer stream than I wanted to make. I wanted to be off this 45 minutes ago. The plan was to make it an hour, but talking to you guys, it's all good. Maybe I should stream more just so I can get more out and I don't spend a lot of time talking about a lot of things and I can like space it out a little bit. Who knows? Maybe I'll do that. Either way, man, thanks for y'all coming out and I'll be back again. Probably have a video tomorrow. Probably. There'll be a video tomorrow. I might shoot that tonight, actually. And I'll see you on the flip.